Hey everybody. I'm somebody I follow politics online a lot, and the one question I have is like, have you ever seen Donald Trump read a Bible? Like, have you ever seen him read the Bible? Like, you always hear him talk about religion and Christianity and all this other stuff, but it's just like I haven't seen this guy like go to a church or pick up a Bible and start reading. Like, it's almost like, he wants people to just believe that he's some, individual that is some deep Christian that, thinks about God every night and stuff like that. And you find a lot of politicians where they know they can put out a little bit of just a little bit out there where people will believe, oh, well, you know what, he's a man of faith and all this other stuff. Because a lot of these politicians that always bring up the Bible and all this other stuff, it's just like they're the same folks that want to go to war. They're the same people that are, doing corrupt things and all this other stuff. So it's just like we have every time a president, gets in the White House, they're so strong about their faith and they're Christians and all this other stuff. But, a lot of them are just offering lip service. Because if you're a true Christian, look at some of the problems in the world and look at how, America, look how we're handling certain things. And so, maybe I'm wrong, but I've never seen Donald Trump read the Bible. I don't even know if he's, read the Bible probably in the last 3 months. And so, a lot of times with politicians and people who are president of the United States, you have to do a little bit of research and say, well, wait a minute, are the words matching up to, their actions? Because, people can say one thing and then they sit up and do another. Because look at Barack Obama. Barack Obama was somebody where, Obama's for peace and Obama's a liberal and all this other stuff. But Barack Obama was, getting into wars left and right. I mean, for somebody that, was always, he's a man of peace, and Barack Obama's, they marketed Barack Obama like the friendly guy who the whole world likes. And Barack Obama was doing all sorts of stuff in different countries. And so, people have to get past the marketing with certain things. And so, same thing with Donald Trump. If you're going to sit up and, say all this stuff about Christianity and stuff like that, then act like a Christian. If you want to be a true Christian, it's like, why are we getting into all these wars and conflicts and wasting billions of dollars when you have American people right now that are homeless, when you have folks that can't even pay their rent and their mortgage, when you have folks that are, war veterans and stuff that come back to America and basically treated like garbage? Where are all these, Christian politicians when it comes to that? And these politicians are the same folks that will see homeless people and then pass them on the streets. They don't care about the homeless people. They don't care about the mentally, disturbed folks of America and things like that. These are politicians where, they talk a big game and then after the speech is done, they get right back into a black suburban SUV and keep it pushing. And probably go to a cocktail party or something. And so, with Donald Trump, I'm wondering, it's just like, does he even read the Bible? Has anybody seen Donald Trump? And I'm going to even pose the question to you guys that are listening to this. Have you ever seen Donald Trump read the Bible in the last, let's say, 3 months? Like, have you seen a photo or something of Donald Trump open up the Bible and actually reading, or with a prayer group or anything like that in the past maybe 3 months? It could be longer than that, but it's just like, I don't see it. He talks a good game when it comes to Christianity and God and all this stuff, but, some of the actions don't match up. It's like somebody saying, well, you know what, I'm an auto mechanic. And then you find out they don't have any tools. They don't have a mechanic shop. They've never fixed a car. But then, all they have is, some jeans on and a muddy t-shirt, and they're telling people they're auto mechanics. Like, you wouldn't believe that person. So when it comes to the whole Christianity thing and stuff like that, when it comes to Donald Trump, I don't believe the whole, image that he's some guy who's deep and he's a man that believes in God and all this other stuff. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't get it from him. I think he's somebody that likes power, just like all the other presidents, and he likes money, just like any other president. And so in the comment section, let me know how you feel. But have you seen Donald Trump read a Bible? Just let me know if you have. Thank you.